Good morning, welcome to this morning's update. This is Kim speaking on January the 4th, he says, questioning himself. It is the 4th today. Wish you all a happy new year. Let's get on and see what these markets are, how they're shaping up. It's going to be slightly different, of course, it's only fractionally because I'm just going to have a bigger look at it maybe. So let's get zooming through. In fact, before we look at the data, the charts themselves, quick look at what's due out today. We've already seen the Swiss inflation. We have got flat inflation tomorrow, I think it is, for Eurozone, or Friday it may be. But anyway, non-farms later this week, so it means ADP tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, it's a day delayed. Manufacturing data coming at PMI due out this afternoon. That could create a bit of volatility later there at 3 o'clock, and then we got the FOMC minutes. There'll be a lot of scratching all over these, although most of the comments I'm sure are out, but either way, just bear that in mind. Right, let's have a look at the technicals then. We'll start off looking at the currencies and looking at the euro US dollar first. And well, it's been sitting in a rather tight range leading into the Christmas period and New Year. We did see this little pop up here. It's not held up so far, rolling over. Trying to pop up again this morning maybe. Just sort of looking at what's happened. It's given us a lower high on the 4-hourlies. We'll start getting some proper volume through now. It may even take another couple of days, maybe next week when the volume comes in fully, but I'm sure we'll be getting more normal sort of volumes or working towards them if we haven't already got there. But certainly, I'm just watching this euro this morning. It's softening that's there. I'm just looking to see if we get a breakdown. If we get a breakdown this trend line, I'm more interested on the short side. It has given us a little higher low on the time frame I'm looking at here, but all can change post 8 o'clock. So just watching this. If this morning we see it rolling back, there's an opportunity. The pound, well, the pound's been sliding down. It was sort of a gradual slide down here, run into its monthly S1 so far. Still got the untouched monthly pivot sitting above there. I think I've got a bit of a crossover of pivots here. I've got the weeklies on here as well, just looking at where we are with the weeklies. So the weeklies above, there's a lot of lines on there at the moment. I might have to just hide one of those. Actually, let's leave the oops, let's take the monthlies off there for now. There we go. See, we can see where we are with the weeklies. Weeklies really pinched up, having seen that price action leading into the holidays. Yeah, not really giving us a lot of clue actually on the weeklies this week. So it's the main pivot's already been hit. So looking at the daily chart, so daily pivots with the 60-minute time frame here. Decent boost that we've just seen here, but quite a solid old shove up there this morning through these markets. This to me is a bit more of a sit, wait and see. I quite like the overall trend that was coming through there. It has, I guess, come in finding a bit of support into its 50 MA. We'll see what happens from here. Anyway, moving on. So here's one that's continued to strengthen. The yen, US dollar weakening against the yen here, continuing to weaken lower. Well, the dollar's weakening here, lower highs through here. The yen's pushed on through solidly, and it just looks like it's got more downside at the moment. Correction all the way through here today as well. Again, we've got this corrective bar that's running through. To see what happens at the end of that, but it just looks to me like, well, particularly the bigger picture here, this is it's got further downside potential, maybe a monthly S1 and beyond. Aussie dollar, bit more of a mess. It was sort of consolidating it before the Christmas break. It's really not done too much in between either. Where's this going then? higher lows in there on the 4 hourlies. See it clearer on the hourlies here. It could just be a little bit exhausted where it's sitting here. That doesn't mean so I want to short it. It's just an observation more than anything else. The trend was drifting to the upside here, so it's just really just got back into a bit of a into the zone where it was. Might just sort of come back halfway or something, but not a clear movement there for me to trade anything off this morning. US dollar CAD, another one that's sort of just really is still in consolidation zone here. We've been sitting there. It started way back on the 7th of December. Look. So consolidation running through, quite a mess on the 4 hourlies here. It's run into it's the weekly R2 there. It's run into. It's already gone through. It's ticked all the boxes off in terms of a lot of targets I would normally look for. Lower high here on the hourlies through its daily pivot. Maybe it'll recover a bit more, and the Canadian dollar, that is, recover a little bit more against the US dollar here. Maybe towards the S1 later. We'll see how it develops. It is setting up there for potentially a bit more of a rollback. As I said, we just really need to see how these markets shape up as the volumes start coming through a bit more. Looking then at New Zealand dollar, I've actually gone through to New Zealand dollar here as well. Actually, this is quite a much smoother pattern than compared to the Aussie dollar. If you want to trade sort of a commodity currency, it is commodity, but different types of commodities. Just looking at what's going on here. It's got the lower high in here, but it's mainly through what we saw earlier in the week here. Yes, on Tuesday, higher lows pushing through, quite ugly at the moment. It has the potential. I'm sort of looking at this, and it looks more similar to the euro of anything, somewhere between an Aussie and a euro cross. Maybe it starts breaking down here. I'd look back at the downside, but it was just not a clear one. Okay, that's enough of that for now. Let's go and have a look at the indices, and before I do that, a quick look at gold, because that's what we do. We look at gold, and well, gold's continuing to benefit a little bit here, pushing upwards. It certainly looks much more solid than it had been. Higher lows coming through here. And it looks like really at the moment it's buying the dips opportunity. The inflation safeguard, if you like, is normally the price of gold. It hasn't absolutely flown with the amount of inflation there, but it seems to be picking up a bit on the later side. Okay, oil. Let's just look at the spot crude on here. So no surprise to see it rolling back a little bit here. It has actually run nicely into its daily 50 there. It's rolled over, bearish engulfing, selling off on the break of that low bar. We could see some more downside here. It just looks to me very weak. So just looking at what's happening, I mean, with the comments, the fundamental comments coming out there from the oil producers. Yep, just looking like breaking the lows here. It's really, to me, just wait a little while and see what happens. It's slowed up a little bit at the moment, but could see a continuation to the downside. Okay, quick look at the Asian markets first. Then CSI 300 continue to looks like it's continuing to try and push back up again. It's it's sort of there. Nikkei well off though. Big gap down there. Just looking at in terms of dates here, Friday the 30th, so it's the first day back in for the Nikkei, and well and truly quite sold off here. I thought we'd had some nifty 50 stuff going on. It's bear flag, if anything. This what we're looking at here. It was looking quite bullish and everything all the way through, but that bull flag is gradually rolling back, and as I said, looks bear flaggish to me. US markets, well, we've got the divergences at the highs here. Consolidation where it is at the moment. May take it the rest of this week to show its hand. The FOMC data coming out, or the minutes later, might just hold it still. Dow, similar picture. I've just got the trend line across the lows there, just to wait and see if it breaks to the downside. A little bit cleaner in terms of the price action. Just looking at on the shorter time, 4-hourly time frame here, really just consolidating and consolidating, winding itself up, ready to go. Maybe could see a biggish move at some stage. The Nasdaq here still looking the softest of them all. It's not too far away from its absolute lows from October lows, November lows sort of period. It's trying to pitch up at the moment, but even that remains, or continues, I should say, looking soft. DAX, okay, divergence at the top here. It's very S&P in that effect. Looking a little bit more positive. That was yesterday, wasn't it? Yep. So the first day of the year, certainly looking a bit more positive there. Just looking at lower time frames here, still probably going to be running into some divergences, so we'll get short traders coming through there. Untouched daily pivot below. If it does start rolling over, there's a decent target. The overall pattern, it's not the clearest, but it has started to become, as I say, a bit more bullish. And the FTSE. Well, I was looking at again that lovely bull flag towards the end of last year, but it then sold off and has made a right mess. Although running back up to those highs, and well, still got the potential to continue through. It looks like today, looking certainly more positive at the moment. Okay, right, it's pretty much set there. Let's have a quick look at the crypto side. Now, just a word of caution, I'd normally step in a bit slower into the markets after a longish period when we've had different holidays and we've still got some data coming out. Got non-farm payrolls, of course, on Friday, so it could be a little bit of a whippy market as it settles up, and we generally get the bigger volume through as we move into next week. Looking at what we got here on the dailies on Bitcoin, well, it's just continuing to do what it's been doing, isn't it? Just drifting along, bottom floating here. Litecoin doing slightly better and looking much more positive, actually. Put it into perspective though, and of course it's well, actually, there we go, put it into perspective, and it's not doing a lot difference, it's just slightly different, and it could be making traders a bit more money on that one. So if they've been buying into it, it's moved up quite decently there. In percentage terms at least. Looking at Cardano, I mean, a lot of these markets have been around the bottoms. There's probably some divergence off the lows there, picking up a little bit the new year now. Are we going to see a new year push on here? We'll see. Just looking at Ethereum, same sort of thing. Might just see a bit of money coming through, but generally, for me, it's a not don't buy from here picture. XRP just not looking great at all. Okay, so pretty much same old on the picture there. Right, I'm going to leave you there. Happy New Year to those guys on YouTube. Michael, Christina, Happy New Year to you. I'll catch you in tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more to look to be trading off, although there are a few currencies there that could have some potential. Have a great one. Catch you later. Right. Morning all. Happy